Convalescing after a significant injury is going to take time. Be kind to the body, and do keep in mind that frequent shorter durations of movement and exercise are good. So very, very worthwhile just to keep some sense of connection to movement, but very important that we're not overly stressing the body. So finding the right level with that can be interesting, okay? And as I say, little and often is better than going gung-ho and then finding that you're suffering a little bit for it the next day. We're going to start off with some simple movements lying on your back. So gaining confidence in movement once again, but also just helping the muscles to just get moving again in the joints to stay supple. So worthwhile, and it really doesn't have to be complicated. So lying on your back, do make sure that if you need it, you have something underneath the head and the upper body. So to get that really nice and comfortable. And I'm also going to suggest that you put something underneath your knees. So that might be a pick cushion, or I'm going to have a little blanket roll here. So we're lying on our back, and we're going to start off by thinking a little bit about breathing. If we are convalescing, we're probably spending a fair bit of time lying down and sedentary, and this does affect our lungs, and very important to get the air moving deep into our lungs. I'm going to get you to just vigorously rub your palms together, fiercely rub your hands together for a moment, and then rub the lower ribs in the front and especially in the sides of the ribs. So by just rubbing this area a little bit, you're bringing your brain's attention to the area. And just let the heels of your hands rest on the sides of your ribs. Feel that you push gently inwards with your hands. And as you inhale, look to push your ribs out against your hands. So nice, deep, full inhalations. As you breathe in, if you can, breathe in through your nose. And really picture this wonderful expansion into your hands. And be aware of the exhalation being complete, as full as it can be. So inflating the lungs with the inhalation into the hands, and exhaling, we really feel that empty. Couple more of those nice filling, ballooning into those side ribs with the inhalation. Really clearing out all of that residual volume in the bottom of the lungs. Wonderful. So lovely to get the lungs moving a little bit. Now we're going to do a little bit of leg movement. So I'd like you to start off just by flexing and pointing your feet. So I'm just making sure my feet are in the view there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we're flexing and pointing the feet together. Okay, so we're doing what we call foot pumps. So flexing and pointing the feet, you're getting the muscles of your shins and calves working. And one of the things that this is doing is it's squeezing like you would squeeze a sponge. And it's encouraging the circulation to move back up through your body. So when we're not moving around very much, this is actually really, really important movement. So it looks pretty simple, but it has some great benefits for circulation as well. Alternate the legs, so one pointing, one flexing. Feel your shin muscles pull the foot towards the shin, and feel your calves and the sole of the foot working to point the foot like a ballerina. So a couple more of those nice foot pumps. Now we're going to think about circling the feet. So we're circling outwards with the toes. And picture that your toes are trying to scoop around the inside of a jar of peanut butter. So it's like you're almost creating resistance to the movement as you sweep slowly around. And now let's reverse that movement. So lovely smooth circles, and again we're getting this wonderful squeezing of all of the tissue, getting the lymph and blood moving up through the body.
We can also feel we're waking up those muscles a little bit too, aren't we? Now we're going to do a simple leg raise. What I'm going to get you to do is to place your hands here on the front of your hips and really think about this staying nice and steady. And you're going to straighten one leg. So notice I'm lifting my heel, but my knee is pressing into my towel, okay? And release down, and then let's try the other side. This looks like quite a small movement, but it's tailored to target some of your quadriceps really nicely. And this is quite a fundamental movement pattern, is to be able to fully straighten the knee. Lifting the heel, but pressing the back of the knee onto your towel or pillow. As we lift the heel, picture that at the same time, you're trying to crush a blueberry under the back of your knee. So you're trying to squish that blueberry as we lift the heel. The heel lifting as high as you can. Squish, squish, squish your blueberry with the back of your knee. And releasing back down. Now let's let the legs relax for a moment after that. I'm going to bring our attention up into our upper body for a moment. This is a great way just to perk the body up a little bit. Think about your palms pushing up towards the ceiling. So we're pushing strongly upwards. Look at your hands and try and spread the webs between your fingers as much as you can. And now bring your palms towards you. So the arms stay long and straight. The hands flex and extend at the wrists. So a couple more of those movements. Keeping the fingers spread wide as we extend. Try to keep a little bit of space between the fingers as we flex as well. Now sweep the hands around. And again, like the feet, we're thinking about trying to scoop peanut butter out of a jar. So it's a very slow movement. And reversing, back around the other way, nice and slow. Keep sweeping that, scooping that peanut butter. And releasing the arms back down. Fingertips to your collarbones. Allow your neck to feel quite soft and relaxed. So just give the head a little small rock side to side. And we're going to bring your elbows forward and up towards the ceiling. So you're going to point your elbows towards the ceiling and then open them out towards the sides and continue around. We're drawing our lovely elbow circles here. Elbows up, out and back in and down. So we're getting a nice little lubrication for your shoulder joints. A little bit of opening up across the front of the chest. Lovely movement for the arms and shoulders. Now bringing the arms back down, let's float them straight up, sweep them back and out and coming in and around. So we're making bigger circles now with the arms and keep the movement very much to a range that you feel happy and comfortable with. So if it feels good to take them further behind the head and wider out to the sides, then do it. But if you feel like, oh, I'd actually be happier with a smaller circle here, then that's fine too. So work with where you find the body at for today. And back again. Hands back to the front of your hips. I'm going to get you now to bend your knees. So feel that we've settled a little bit into the back. We're going to just lift one leg up and place it back down, and then the other one. So we're doing little hip hinge movements here. Breathe out as you lift the leg, breathe in as you place it back down, and then let's go with the other side. So we're thinking about just loading the center of the body a little bit because it's holding the weight of the leg in the air, aren't we? And we're also getting the leg a little bit elevated, which again is really nice for our circulation. Now, we're going to think about one knee simply lowering out to the side. Now, we're not letting it drop, we're lowering it, so it's a controlled movement. And then back again, and then let's try the other side. Let's keep this movement very comfortable and controlled. Notice what range feels like it's a good range for you. Okay, so we're not dropping or flopping the leg. We're controlled in lowering it outwards and slow and controlled in bringing it back in again. As you make this movement, picture that you've got a cup of tea resting on your belly and you're going to keep that steady. So what we don't want is the pelvis swaying side to side with this. Now, it's not to say it's terrible for you if the pelvis sways, but by keeping this area steady, you're encouraging all of these muscles to wake up and join in as well. So we're just getting more bang for our buck here. And back to center. Now let's lift one leg once again, and we're going to keep that leg in the air, and we're going to try and straighten it out from us. Drawing the knee back in and then pushing the heel away. Again, we're looking to keep our cup of tea nice and steady on our belly. Breathe out as you push the heel out and breathe in as it comes back in. Fully straighten that knee and strongly push with the heel. Yeah? Picture that you're trying to drive something up and away from you with that heel. Let's do one more that side. Pushing up and out, drawing back in and releasing back down. Float the other side. And once again, stretch and straighten and lengthen. So reaching the leg up and out, maybe at a 45-degree angle. Maybe it's going to feel a little bit better, a little bit lower down. Or maybe you're happier with higher up. Just see what feels like a nice challenge to you. As we reach out with the leg, keep the center of the body reasonably steady. So our cup of tea is not swinging all over the place. Again, don't worry too much if there is a little bit of wobble there, but do seek to quieten that. Know that we're getting this really nice activation in your deep core muscles. And releasing the leg back down. Now, either keeping the legs bent, or if it feels better for you, let's flatten them back out again. Let's take the heels of our hands back to the sides of our ribs and feel that breath once again. So lovely filling of your breath into the side ribs, deep into your lower lungs, and then feel that we completely empty the lungs. Lovely, expansive, roomy inhalation and full, complete and thorough exhalation. Couple more nice, deep, expansive breaths. Getting those lungs fully filling and fully emptying. Well done. That's a nice little combination of movements to get the body going.